What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to another episode of the Totally Cool channel. Yep, Iron Man again. Can't get enough of Iron Man. Who can ever forget Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. bringing such an iconic Marvel character to the big screen, and some people would say to real life. Sometimes you don't know where RDJ begins and Tony Stark ends. But we just finished our third episode of the ZD Toys Iron Man MCU Iron Man armor. So we have the Mark IV. Now the Mark IV is, I believe, the first time that it was shown was Iron Man 2. Because if you would recall, the first Iron Man movie, the Mark III was totally destroyed when he had when he battled with the Ironmonger, Obadiah Stane, who stole the design and the arc reactor, even froze Tony Stark on the couch with his non-lethal thingamajig, and took the arc reactor. So let's look into the Iron Man Mark IV armor. Let's take a closer look. So if you go back to the Iron Man Mark III episode, it's just the face and up to the chest where you see the arc reactor. This one is a little bit more artistic or more holistic in terms of the design. You have the whole, well, up to the thigh, a suit of armor, just having his hands out pose with a repulsor. So let's look at the right side. Only says Marvel Iron Man 2. I'm correct. It was first shown on Iron Man 2. On the left side, you have Mark IV. Okay, Mark IV. And on the back, you have the superhero landing pose. I tried to do that with the Mark III. Couldn't do it. Hopefully, because this is the picture that they showed, this one could do that. So let's open him up. So the plastic is a little bit flimsy. I found something of a tear here. So just tear it open. It's pretty easy to. Every time I remove the plastic, it's like the beginning of a new journey, but the end of the history of it being unboxed and just in mint condition, but whatever. Okay, so like I keep mentioning, the box is pretty sturdy. It's got nice. It's not your usual flimsy cardboard, but this one's got some damage on the rear left corner. I'm sure if this fell on somebody's foot, the foot would be sustaining more damage. So let's see. Okay, there's the arc reactor. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a nice picture right behind it. Let's open him up. So just like the first three, this one opens up like a closet or a twin door type. Again, it doesn't show you the whole armor, but it shows you what's inside the armor now. Pretty much like the Mark III. So let's take this one out and pull out Mr. Stark's Iron Man armor. Okay. So, as usual, you have the Mark IV. Behind it, you have the accessory pack. It's got the stand. It has the attachments that allows you to clip it up to his waist, so it would make him stable. You got 4 blast effects, and just like the Mark III, also has 3 additional set of hands. Okay, set this aside. Let's look at what we all came to see. So just remove the clamshell, and I think, first impression, this is almost almost just like the Mark III. Okay, there's not much difference. In fact, let's do a side-by-side later. Okay, let's do a side-by-side later. The first thing that comes to mind, which makes it a little bit different, are the gold accents on the ribbing here, on the abs, and on the side. That's what I see as different from the Mark III. Okay, so let's take a closer look by taking him out. Okay, that's him. Boom, and he stands right out of the box. Pretty nice, pretty nifty. Okay, so there's a little bit more now that he's out of the box. I can see there's a little bit more detail to him. There's more lines. There's more cuts. So let's, like always, let's start with the head. Okay, let's start with the head. As usual, the up and down movement, the left and right twists, just like a normal neck, as long as it doesn't have any pinched nerves or stiff neck. Yep, it goes down, goes up. Again, what I don't like about this is it can't twist all the way up, that when he's flying, he's still looking down. It's supposed to be able to do that. When he's doing that flying action, he's supposed to be looking forward, but he's not. He's just looking like he's swimming. He's not flying, he's swimming. Okay, the arc reactor is again pretty distinct. You don't see the holes here like you did the Mark III. You see more of like a staples or something, and it's more refined. Okay, again, the gold, there's more gold accent to this instead of just plain red and metallic holes there or bolts. You see more gold accents. Even the face, you see a more distinct gold line and grimace. Okay, so that's the head. Let's go to the shoulders. The shoulder. So if you would go back to the Mark III video, you see like a shoulder pad that swings up and down. This one does not have that. It just moves up like that, like a shoulder guard. Okay, so just like the usual shoulder, it goes forward, backward. Now this one's a little bit loose, and then out. Although the outward movement is impinged by this shoulder, whatever, and then down. Okay, then down. Now the elbow, as usual, has two joints. One that connects it to the forearm, the one that connects it to the bicep. So it goes all the way up like that, like a normal arm. Okay. So this one is bearing the fist. Now it's got that nice fist cover. Okay, distinct to the Mark IV. And let's put this arm over there. Let's look at the right hand. See more gold accents instead of the wraparound thing. It's more one side, one panel, back panel. Okay. Now the back, again, the hips, they go in and out. Okay, but not so much. Not so much. Go in and out like that. They go forward and backward. The knees on this one. Now you've got the double joints on this one. Okay, now you've got the two joints, one attaching the knee to the quads and the other knee to the lower leg. Okay, but this one's very limited, just a few degrees. But this one's kind of closer to normal. Like he can do a flying pose like that. Okay, the ankle, forward, backward, no in and out, very minimal in and out movement, unless he because of this guard. Okay, but the boot is again very solid. It carries the weight of the entire figure underneath. It's given the proper angle, it just stands pretty solid. Okay, so as I mentioned, the gold stands out more. You see gold accents over the knee, even the inside of the knee, the other side. Small gold highlights make it different from the Mark III. And even the biceps, instead of just one solid gold piece, you've got the lines and the accents. Now, the Mark III, by the way, has the flaps on top of the armor. This one, the flaps are integrated into the armor. And you see the bare metal underneath. Okay? So now we're seeing the evolution of the Iron Man armor into something more of a, instead of a clunky machine, or a clunky, what did Tony Stark call it, prosthetic. It's now becoming a more streamlined machine, a more streamlined part of himself. So the back flap is no longer on top of something that's supposed to protect him. It's now become a part of it. And the gold accent is also very evident, very distinct on the back part. It's there. Pretty cool. So now that we've gone into detail with him, as usual, same blast effects for the foot, so he can look like he's flying, and the same for the arm, for the hands. Now the hands are not as solid anymore. They're more segmented in the look. They're more segmented, like they're not made out of one solid piece. They're like being put together. And that's where you see the evolution of the Iron Man armor as we progress into the MCU. It's no longer just one piece, because there's a lot of other things protecting each other, or protecting the man inside. And then we'll see the culmination of that when we have the Iron Man armor, and then the Hulkbuster armor, which is an armor protecting a man. Okay, so that's the toy review. I mean, that's a detailed look. Let's go into the toy review. So we've done the detailed look. This is a toy review, and I hate repeating myself, but ZD Toys so far, this is the fourth one we've opened, and it has not disappointed yet. I was pretty disappointed with the Mark 1, because I think these ones are almost as big as that armor when it should have been bigger, but that's the only knock the Mark 1 has. As far as the Mark 4 is concerned, however, the detail, the black lines, the gold lines, the separation of the armor, the different pieces it looks like they're put together separately. It's a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. I can't give it a perfect score because it doesn't do everything, and it doesn't have that heavy feel of metal to it, but the plastic is pretty sturdy. It's not your flimsy material that you could break when you drop it. So it's a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. If we talk about, just that wow factor when you open the box or when you take him out of the box. As far as price point, same thing. It's still 5 out of 5 for me, because where else can you get such a beautiful toy for less than $30? Okay, 1,500. This was probably $1,350. Oh, 1,350 pesos when I got it, and I got the whole set for Mark 1 to 7. So I got a deal out of it. So the price point, it's probably gone up because it's no longer available. It's not. They're not making this anymore. They're into the early 30s, Mark 30s and Mark 40s. I think ZD Toys is coming out with the Hulkbuster, and when we get our hands on that, we'll feature that in future episodes. But for this one, playability, yeah, it's gotten better because of the knee movement. So when you pose it, actually looks better. It has that more flying motion. Okay, it's got that. Yeah, so it looks better. It even has that knee twist, or that knee bend to it. So if you put it on, say, a harness or the stand where it can float, it would look good. So playability, this has gone up. It's probably a 4 out of 5. Desk appeal, shelf appeal, yeah, still a high 4. I would love to get all of these armors out so that we can do a Hall of Armor episode where we have all of them lined up together, and you would see how it has evolved. So I'm excited to get into that. But for now, overall figure, it's still a 3.5, maybe even a 4 for me. I like this accent, particularly the flap, how different it is from the Mark III. Okay, now it wouldn't come out. Okay, what's wrong with you? There we go. Okay, so it's very different from the Mark III. So let's do a side-by-side comparison, and so you can see. We'll be back. Okay, so we tried to do the pose that's on the back of the box. Does it look the same? I mean, it looks like he was flying, got airsick, tried to land, and just fell like a drunk. Okay, so still can't do the superhero landing pose. Okay, so let's give him some dignity and put him back where he's supposed to look normal. Now, as promised, we'll do a side-by-side comparison with Mark III. Okay. Okay. Helmet-wise, not much difference. Almost the same. Okay? Almost the same. Now, the shoulder effect is where it gets to be a little bit more distinct. This one has this, and this one has this. It's more whole. Okay? Okay. And like I mentioned earlier, the gold, there's some gold accent here, where here there's none, where you have the abs. And then you also have the gold highlights on the corner here. Not the same. Okay? Not the same. And even this one, this part, you have gold here, and then you don't have gold here. Now, for the biceps, let's twist this. Okay? See, there's more gold on the arms for the Mark III because you have a gold here, and then less gold on the arms of the Mark IV. Let's look at the legs. Okay. The Mark III has a wraparound gold accent. This one is just one stripe, one stripe, one stripe. This one is more gold on the leg. Okay. Both of them have the gold accent on the knees, but this one has the knee fold, the dual knee joint. Oh, this one has too. I'm sorry. Okay, not much. Okay, my bad. Okay, very distinct is, like I mentioned, the back flap. This one is so still protruding out. See, it's not as integrated. It goes out like that. Okay, you see, when you open the back flap, the armor is still whole. But this one, when you open the back flap, you see the armor mechanism inside. Okay? So this is, now you're starting to see the armor evolving into more of a suit rather than an armor. It's closer to the body, it's more streamlined, it's more, there are more moving parts inside, but there's more of a human-like, humanoid feature outside instead of just big, clunky mass of metal. So that's the comparison between the 3 and the 4. Okay, wait. No, both of them have the ankle twist. Okay, okay. Now, if you're wondering, why are we even comparing these two? Because we're doing these reviews on the fly. Every time I show you a toy, it's the first time I'm seeing it myself. Okay, so the excitement is real. The fascination is real. It's not pre-recorded. Well, it's pre-recorded, but it's when I'm shooting this, we're shooting this right now. This is the first time I've seen these toys. Okay, so I can only do a comparison when I see them. So tell me what you think. Which one's better, the Mark III or the Mark IV? I prefer the Mark IV over the Mark III because this is, like I said, becoming more human-like. This is less clunky. But let me know what you think in the comments. So that is our full review of the Mark IV, of the Iron Man, first featured in Iron Man 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thank you for watching this episode. Please click on like and subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel already, and hit that bell button so you would be notified if we have future episodes. Also, check out our Facebook page, which is the same name, Totally Cool, and hit a follow. Give us a follow, and we'll We'll let you know what's going on the YouTube channel, through the Facebook page, and vice versa. And we might see some more different contents when we do the reels and the shorts. With that, I thank you for watching this episode featuring the Iron Man Mark IV ZD Toys MCU armor. Thank you for watching, and hoping to see you on next episodes, and happy collecting.